The purpose of a stretch and flex video is to get you warmed up prior to working. Much like an athlete warms up before they play, we want you to warm up before you go out and work. I know you do a lot of bending, lifting, twisting, pushing, pulling, so we want to make sure that we have increased blood flow to those muscles prior to doing all these exercises. So what we're going to start with are just some basic movements and some basic stretches to get you warmed up for the day. And this can be done each morning prior to the work shift, or even after lunch break if you've been sitting for an hour or so. So what we're going to get started with is just some basic movements. What we're going to do is we're going to do big circles forward. Start with one arm going forward. We're going to do about 10 going forward. This doesn't need to be a really fast movement, and I don't want you to move into any pain. Some of you might have some degenerative types of things going on in the shoulders. Now we're going to go to the left side, and we don't want to move into any painful ranges of motion with those. So we're just going to do about 10 of these straight forward, and then we're going to do 10 reverse. So just same thing, one arm, big circles to the back. You don't have to go real fast with these, should just be a nice gentle movement as you're doing this. Same thing on the left side, again, just going 10 backwards. Now after you get through that 10, we're going to take the arms straight out to the sides. We're going to do kind of smaller arm circles going forward. We're going to do this one more for time. What we're trying to do here is activate some of the smaller muscles in the shoulders. Those are called your rotator cuff muscles. Those muscles help to control the shoulders when you're doing a lot of activity, especially like up over top of your head. Now we're going to go ahead and reverse and go backwards. So you want to do this for about 10 or 15 seconds. Once you're done with these two, you should get a little bit of some burning going on in the shoulders. And that tells us that we're getting some blood flow to those muscles. Those muscles are starting to heat up a little bit. All right, next we're going to take the arms here. You're going to go straight up and straight down. We're going to do about 10 repetitions of this one. And again, we're still working on those same rotator cuff muscles, getting them to warm up. Good. Now go ahead and relax. Now what I want you to do is just kind of move the arms across the body. You can alternate left hand and right hand being on top. Now all we're trying to do is kind of loosen those muscles up from being, if they're burning a little bit. So go ahead and kind of shake it out a little bit and just kind of relax. We're going to start some head movements. We're just going to do circles around to the right. Same thing. The neck is a common place that you might have some painful movements. You never want to move into any painful movements, so if you need to decrease some of the motion where you're going backwards, that's fine. Same thing going around to the left. All right, next we're going to do a little bit of some bending. We're going to start with a little bit of some bending sideways. We're going to do about 10, so about 5 each direction. So all you're going to do is kind of reach that hand straight down towards the knee. You'll feel the stretch in the opposite side. So here you should be feeling a stretch up the side here. Now if you don't get much of a stretch there, try taking the arm over top of your head. So opposite arm is going to go over top of the head, brief hold, come back down. Opposite arm over top of the head, brief hold, back down. So I want you to do about 5 of these each side for a total of 10. And then we're going to do just straight forward. So here I want you to keep the legs straight when you're doing this. All we're going to do is bend down straight forward and kind of curl down almost to the toes. Once you do just a brief pause at the bottom, you'll feel some stretch in your hamstrings and the back of the legs, and then straight back up. Now once you get back up, I want you to put the hands in the small of your back and do a gentle lean backwards. Okay, so you're just going to do about 5 of those also. So you're just bending straight down, brief pause, kind of roll back up and do a back bend. What we're doing here is we are stretching a little bit of the hamstrings, but we're also moving the lumbar spine and the thoracic spine to get it moving for the day. Again, don't move into any painful ranges of motion. Okay, now we're going to do just a little bit of some gentle twisting. So I like to clasp my hands kind of in front of my body, and all we're going to do is just gently twist. So feet are going to be staying facing forward. You're just going to twist left and right. You don't want to do any violent movements with this. So I don't want you to do anything real fast where you're twisting real hard. It should just be a nice gentle movement where you're going back and forth. All right, next all we're gonna do is loosen up the hips a little bit. So we're just gonna bring each knee kind of up as high as you can. Okay, so make sure you're in a safe position. Maybe if you need to hold on to something for stability, that's fine. I've been in lots of large groups where coworkers will have a hand on each shoulder just so you've got stability. You wanna make sure you're doing this on a nice flat surface. So maybe not on the gravel, or you're out in the field where you might have, uneven ground. The same thing with this one. You're just going to do about 10. Just loosen those hips up. All right, now we're just going to do a little bit of a quad stretch. So we're just going to pull one leg up to the quad, holding this stretch for about 10 to 15 seconds. Try to keep your body up nice and straight. Try not to lean forward as you do this. This will actually stretch a little bit of the hip in the front also. I'll give you a side view. So that left should be coming up here. Trying to stay up straight. Try to maintain that balance. So just staying up nice and straight. All right, next we're gonna stretch the calves a little bit and a little bit of your hip flexors. So one foot's gonna be out in front. We're stretching the back leg here. So we want the heel on the ground. And then we're gonna kind of shift the weight forward. As you shift that weight forward, you should get a stretch in the lower muscle of your leg and your calf. You also might feel a little bit of a stretch here in front of the leg. You can also bring that foot out a little bit further in front just to get that stretch. And then you're going to switch over, other side, same thing. Now you should feel that stretch in your right leg, down your calf, or in the front of your right hip. You want to try to keep the chest straight up with this. Try not to lean forward this way. Okay, so you have a nice straight body as you're doing this, getting a good stretch. All right, now all we're gonna do is just doing some calf raises. So basically all you're doing, again, find stability. You're just coming up on both legs and right back down. Just kind of loosen those muscles up a little bit and get things going. Just want you to do about 10 of these. And that's it for the Stretch and Flex video. Again, this needs to be done prior to the work shift, or even if you've had a extended long lunch, maybe if you had an hour break, this would be something good to do after that break again, prior to working again. Hope you guys all have a great day and stay safe out there. Thanks.